Well, the decider game. This is where things are getting so incredibly tense. Spawning down in the lower right hand position, we have got the blue Terran player representing ESC, none other than GoOdy. And his opponent up to the top left, the yellow Zerg representing Alien Invasion, we have Golden. So, good little bit of Golden up against GoOdy. TvZ, best of 3. Winner finishes second in their group, just underneath Hero Marine. The loser gets 3rd place, but nobody likes 3rd place. Especially in a group where the top 2 advance. That's a pretty bad place to be. So, Catalina is the map, 3 spawn position map. Golden gets his first little bit of luck. He gets the scouting direction right with his first Overlord. Is going to go and take a little peek. I'm going to go, hey, what are you up to, GoOdy? GoOdy, of course, is somewhat predictable. And so, yeah, if you know GoOdy, you know he's going to be going mech. You know he's going to be trying to get out a good tank count. He's going to be very passive. And so Golden has 2 approaches to that. Approach 1 is let's kill him. If he's dead, he can't get to the late game. It's quite a simple concept. Option 2 is just say, okay, GoOdy, I'll let you do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit there and out-macro you. I'm going to get up a great army. I'm then going to start multi-prong and harassing. And really trying to deal with the fact, or force you to deal with the fact the mech isn't that mobile. And then you've got to defend everywhere at once. That's going to be challenging. It's going to be tough. So those are the 2 main options I see happening here. Golden, not revealing either as of yet. Just going for a very standard opening. Hatch, pool, gas. The standard way you open up against a Terran player. Meanwhile, GoOdy actually throwing things a bit funky here. 1 Reaper up, but note the 2nd barracks. That is not normal. The 2nd barracks is a lot more unpredictable. It means that he can pump out a lot more in the way of additional Reapers. He can actually now go up to 3 Reapers very fast. That's exactly what he's going to do. Could even go up to... Okay, going up to 3 Reapers is okay. You then really have to go up to about 6. 6 Reapers will one-shot a drone. 3 Reapers will 2-volley it. Bounce up, the Reaper comes. Going to find some creep. Going to be like, yeah, I know where he is now. Good times. Going to start poking and prodding. 6 Lings actually coming out. But it's very unusual to have the 2 barracks worth of production for these Reapers. GoOdy going to be going up to 4 of them very fast. He could very well go up to 6. 6 is certainly a possibility. Does have a 4th on the way now. First 3 coming across. These Zerglings aren't going to have much fun dealing with this. It's going to actually really hurt trying to deal with this as we see it coming through. Making progress forward. 3rd Reaper bounces on up. Going to be like, hey, I'm a Reaper. Queen's now like, oh, there's 3 of them now. Better bring my buddy up. 2nd Queen coming into the mix. The Zergling's not going to be too happy about seeing this. Good damage coming through at the moment. Of course, GoOdy's Reapers will regenerate up health very nice and quickly. Creep spread not between the 2 bases means that some drones are in a bit of danger. They're quickly trying to become extractors. 1 does manage to make the pass. Still, good damage coming through at the moment. Bounces away with the Reapers a little bit further. Everything looking good. The Reapers stay alive. The 4th one. Where's the 4th one actually? Oh, it must have been stopped. Okay. 4th one cancelled. Just 3. GoOdy realizing 4 isn't that useful unless he loses 1. Queen's taking a bit more poking, a bit more prodding. There's a factory coming down behind this. 1 Reaper dies. Nice little pick off there. Getting any kind of Reaper damage is always good. More Lings are being forced though. So this is naturally lowering the drone count because of a lack of lava to make the drones and the Lings. And so that kind of forces Golden to look to try and get some counter damage done. Now, at most, Golden is going to be able to delay the natural base for a while, but when we factor in there's a few Marines, a few Reapers, and that Marine count and Hellion count are going to start climbing, it's not going to be that long that these Lings are going to be able to deny it for. They can't punch through here. The repairs could just come through in time. So not really an option there. Reapers are going to try and chase down those Lings for a second. The Marines also in a nice position where they can just chill there. Any Lings that come up too close are going to get shot at. Golden, on the other hand, taking a 3rd. Adding in a lot of drones, trying to get up to that drone count that he really would want at this stage of the game. Otherwise, Starport also coming down. And with the Starport coming down, it obviously means that the option for Banshee is there. It's a great opening. It's something that a lot of Terran players are utilizing now. Can be with or without Cloak. Waiting to see if it does decide to start on up, but no, it would have come by now. There's enough gas. The minerals weren't quite there, but Hellions were side up and SCVs were side up. So if it was going to be Cloak, it would have been there already. Golden, good creep spread coming through. His queen count is looking fairly solid. He's got 3 queens, so 1 dedicated to creep spread at the moment. 2 more on the way, so he's actually going to have 3 queens, or 2 queens dedicated creep spread once that 3rd is finished. May even go up to 5 queens in total. It's certainly something that some Zergs do like to do. I believe actually Golden did do it earlier up against Hero Marine. Really does put you in a good defensive position. Your creep spread can go bonkers. You just got that extra added bit of damage. I know it was first really experimented with Spanishiwa. With a lot of queens and a lot of spines stopped anything. But that was back in Winds of Liberty days. That build was actually was purely why I got to my highest rank ever in StarCraft thanks to that build. It was so good. It fitted my playstyle beautifully. Anyway, a couple of Hellions coming on in, along with the Banshee and the 2 Reapers, so a decent amount of firepower in this composition. Lings coming in from behind. Not going to do much, just die a few of them. 3rd base still waiting to see what else can come on through. Nice little position here. Forward goes those Zerglings. Good damage on their way. Still waiting patiently, keeping an eye on everything that comes through. GoOdy edging forward. He's going to go for it. Golden is trying to get the surround. He gets a really nice surround there. A lot of these Hellions going to get taken down. That was a beautiful engagement. A few more Hellions do fall, and that is pretty much all of them cleaned up. Beautiful surround there by Golden. Waits for the prime moment to strike and gets it. That means his 3rd is now pretty much secure. He adds in a 2nd and 3rd gas. 4th and 5th are on their way as well. Sorry, 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th are on their way as well. A couple of Lings do go and see if there is the option to counterattack if GoOdy had been foolish enough to leave his natural base exposed. But unfortunately for Golden, no, he hasn't. Golden, though, he's up at 67 drones to 49 SCVs. 3rd base is already constructed for GoOdy. It's just waiting for it to float down. Gets scouted by Golden. He sees all of this. He sees, probably quite expectedly, a couple of siege tanks and 3 factories. Knows it's mech now. Roach production already started. Roach speed already started. And also, we do have +1 coming down. So, sorry, +1/1. So these roaches are going to be fairly beefy, dishing out a good amount of damage. And speedy too. Good combo. Until, of course, the roach count gets quite low compared to a mass siege tank count. Then the roaches are going to be very unhappy with their day. Spire and Infestation pick coming down. Of course, the transition from this, if you don't see a Hydra den, is quite often going to be Swarm hosts. Last game against Hasselworms, we saw, of course, Golden utilize that very effectively. Up against Mech, it is still quite effective, and if they come out early, you can really block your opponent in a tough spot. Golden really seems to have GoOdy's card, though. Going up to 5 bases, just straight away, just like, it's GoOdy. He's got a 3rd, and he's meching, he's not going to attack me. Don't be silly, he's just going to sit there. So I'll just take all the bases, get a massive economy, be able to produce anything I want and max out repeatedly, and then I will just do that time and time again. Worth noting, the great missile turret wall of GoOdy is not yet constructed. Not even close to it, actually. He's only got 3 missile turrets. By the end of this game, if GoOdy's allowed to get his way, he'll probably end up at about 30. So the option for Mutalisk switches are limited, but of course late game, the Muta switch, if you can just bang out 30 of them, which with 10 gases, that's something that Golden will be able to do. It's just like, yeah, cool. 30 mutas, you built some missile turrets, right? Well, these are +2 mutas, and there's 30 of them, so good luck. One volleying them down. GoOdy now, with his 3rd base up and running, adding another missile turret, big spender here. Also chilling with an ever-growing mech army, and this is really going to be the concern of Golden. As this mech force gets larger, Golden gets more frustrated. He is adding in 6 Mutalisks, actually, so he's not going pure Swarm Hosts. He's got out so far 5 Swarm Hosts, and game during Locust is not yet done. The Swarm Hosts are going to just look to start coming up against here. Ideally, against mech, and actually on this map you can utilize it really well. You want to come from multiple angles. You want some Swarm Hosts here, some Swarm Hosts here. and maybe one or two up here, and just come in from all angles with the waves through, because then the siege tank splash is spread over a very large concave, and it makes it very difficult to take out the locusts as long as you sync it all up as well. So, first wave of locusts have now been shown. A couple of Hellions moving forward. A few roaches going to be coming in from the side as well. They're going to get distracted, or try to distract the siege tanks with the locusts initially. Like here, siege tanks coming straight over here, and then the roaches and lings are going to come streaming through. Sneak around the back, get into the third base. That's the plan by Golden, I presume. His mutas are also doing an okay job. Waiting for the next wave of locusts. The locusts are not here yet. Golden does leave his timing somewhat to be desired. But the roaches got through still. A couple of those siege tanks coming on back already. A couple of SCVs getting taken out. This missile turret falling could be really important as well. It is slowly burning down. If that falls, this leaves the third base open to Mutalisks. At the front, the Locusts still making their way forward. Missile turret does die. If Goody doesn't notice that, it could cause him some problems. Otherwise, Mutalisks waiting to come through, but the great wall of Goody's missile turrets is slowly being assembled. Going to be very tough for these mutas late game. Nice little edge board, more swarm hosts on their way through. Swarm host count actually getting pretty high at this stage. 17 of them on the field. And so 17 swarm hosts, now 18 with 3 more coming through. Starts producing a scary number of locusts, especially when those locusts do have the 2-1 upgrades. Hive on its way, a second Spire coming out. So this is going to allow the double air upgrades ready for that Mutalisk tech switch. And basically the reasoning behind this is saying, well, Goody has to produce a lot of tanks. That's essential if he wants to withstand this wave upon wave upon wave of locusts. And if he does that, there's no Thors. If there's no Thors, Mutalisks are going to destroy. So still the Swarm hosts waiting to go, waiting to come in here. The siege line looking very good from Goody as a whole. Just slowly chilling away at all of these locusts as they start making progress. Couple more mutas coming out onto the field as well. That's going to take the count up to 12. So still not extravagant, just a decent count overall. Plus 2-1 air upgrades also coming through for these mutas. Just really getting everything they possibly can. Golden pretty much maxed out, so is Goody. Although Goody is a lot more contained. If he unsieges, he's got a little trouble. Scans coming down, sees where those swarm hosts are, bringing some Banshee over. Undefended actually at the moment, these swarm hosts. They're going to lose a couple of their friends. Should have stayed by the 4 crawlers, that's why they're there. We'll back them away. Keeps the queens close to. Interesting that Golden hasn't actually repositioned these swarm hosts to have a couple at each position. Generally, that is the way it's done. Queen's actually taking quite a big beating here. Goody getting relatively aggressive. Creep spread is insane, by the way, for Golden. Look at it. It's actually at Goody's base. At every angle. This 4th is not landing. There's too many locusts here. They're just like, no. No, 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 no. Creep spread's still coming through as well. That actually may goop up all of this base anyway. The creep spread is insane. It's genuinely crazy. Quick couple of scans. Doesn't want the creep spreading over there if it can be avoided. Siege tanks grouping up, but the locust coming through. Getting a bit of damage, allowing that creep tumor to stay alive. But the base lands just in time. Meanwhile, the Mutaflock, that's already up to 23. 3 2 air upgrades on their way, plus 3 ground carapace coming through as well now. Still keeping a check on where these guys go, what they're planning on doing. The Locusts edging on in. Shots still coming on through. Good work overall from this Orbiter Command. Buying a bit of time. The Locust, though, alerted to that, still moving forward. Tank upgrades are 2-1 up against the Locust 2-2. And oh no, some Thors have actually got caught here. They're still backing away. The Locust should probably stop chasing and try and kill some SCVs. They decide against that idea, though. The Mutalisk flock still pretty large. A couple of Spore Crawlers guarding these Swarm hosts now. Ultra Cannon is also on its way. Meanwhile, Golden just expanding everywhere. He's got a massive bank, but needs a couple more gas geysers if he wants to really build that up. Creep spread is still just going everywhere. Golden's just like, yeah, sure. I know that 80% of the map does now have creep on it, but I want it to be 100%. And so it edges forward, just literally gooping up every base. This is the only base available to GoOdy anytime soon. Once the creep gets over there, no, that ain't happening. Still some locusts coming on forward, dishing out some damage. If we look at the resources lost, it's actually slightly favouring Golden, not by much. The Mute is ready to go. They're going to siege up against this. Still not quite the one volley point, and of course the Thor is there. Got to be careful of that. A lot of Vikings as well in position. We're at the 22-minute mark in this game, and still the crazy continues. A couple of Hellions getting sacrificed because they're useless at this stage. Nothing much they can really do. Still, we see the Mutalisks trying to take down the barracks, the floating barracks. A couple of Vipers coming in now. The Vipers I do actually really like, and the reason for that is two things. Firstly, if the tanks are clumped like this, 1, 2, 3 blinding clouds pretty much prevents most of them from being able to fire. Secondly, Thors, yoink, into the locusts. Dead Thors. All the way. Golden is still advancing the creep spread. It's still getting there. This is genuinely insane. It's like a boa constrictor. Slowly closing its grip. That's what Golden's like. It's like I'm literally everywhere. 3 upgrades coming through. This is +3 melee attack, +3 missile attack, and +3 air armor. So these mutas are very scary. There are 24 of them as well. Wow. This is up against the 2-1 upgrades of the Vikings. The Mutalisks are in a very good spot. Swarm host count stood up at 21. There's 6 queens too. 68 drones. It's giving Golden a good income. GoOdy's got a bit higher of a gas bank. But look at the resources lost. It's slowly now starting to creep forward. Notice as well, Golden is spreading out these swarm hosts. The beautiful strategy where he forces GoOdy to have units in smaller groups about. What's GoOdy's Thor count at? That's at 7, so there's a decent number of Thors there. He's now at the point where he has to sacrifice some of his SCVs for greater efficiency in his army. They're going on a bold mission. They're going to die. Poor SCVs. Frees up a bit more supply though. More mech. A couple of Ravens coming in. This is ultra late game now. Once you start getting the Raven transition. Broodlords are on the way. Now this is kind of the win situation here. Broodlords with 3-3 and Broodlings with 3-3 are so scary. Up against even Thors, there's not much Thors can do to stop them. Anything can really do to stop them other than Vikings. But the Vikings aren't going to be able to trade with 24 Mutalisks. However, Golden has to free up some supply first before he's going to be able to utilize that. He also is now on, how many bases is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bases coming up. Is that right? Yeah, 9 bases. Awesome. We're at 26 minutes now. 26 minutes is nowhere near an epic game. As Ye's put up just said, 3 hours plus. Then we've got Mana Fire Cake. Golden still sending waves and waves of these locusts in. Waves of them. GoOdy can't really move out. A second he unsieges, he's going to have problems, basically. The gas guys is the most important thing overall. For Golden, he's got to just go and take all of them. He really needs that gas income. Not urgently, but like that'd be quite useful for him. A couple of ducks coming down on the Vikings. Wants to pick those off. Golden loses a little bit of supply. What actually went down there? A couple of Vipers. Okay, that isn't ideal. Still, we wait. The locusts coming on forward. Good damage being done. If we take a look at the mutas at the moment, they're just getting into a really nice position. Basically, the real late game of this is we need... GoOdy's aim is to just get Viking Raven and nothing but Vikings and Ravens. Oh, that Thor shot could have been huge. The clumping is always going to be dangerous. The Thor slowly backing away. Ravens being discovered as they pop out. This is actually a really nice pick-off. The Thor's coming over. They want to come and deal with this. A lot more Ravens on their way through. GoOdy sacrificing a lot of Ravens with his Seeker missiles are going to connect massive hits there. That is a lot of units going down. Down to 4. Big commitment. Was it worth it? 7 Ravens killed in exchange for 31 mutas this game. I think the creep spread is now everywhere it possibly can be. I'm trying to look. Is there anywhere? Okay, there's a bit of space here. Come on, Golden. Come on, look at this. Creep up this area. Bit of area around the edge here. Come on, get that creep going. There's a bit of creep you can do. Bit of creep here. Any more bits of creep? Yeah, here's a bit. Need some creep tumors over here. This area, this is just not good enough. Look at how much not creeped this is. I reckon you could also maybe sneak one more creep tumor in here. Oh, look, he's going to go for it. God, do it. Do it. Try and creep that creep a little bit closer. Still, the locusts keep on coming forward. Little Thor hit squad. Thor hit squads are always the best. This is still game 1, remember. Don't forget that. Oh my goodness, Broodlords. Okay, Broodlords. Broodlords are actually really important. I got distracted by looking at creep. But Broodlords are massive. The Viking count is only at 6. The Mutalith, the Corruptor count at 13. The Vikings can't really win that. We've also got a Nidus network coming through because why not? Gotta spend your massive bank on something. Couple of Thors still looking around. They're clearing out a couple of creep tumors and a couple of bases. Golden isn't going to be happy about this, goody. He wants to cover them out. Little tank hick squad as well. These are 3-2 mech units now, by the way. There's the scan. The Broodlords have been seen. Still Golden. Golden's actually backing away at this stage. He's just like, no, I don't want to do this. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. He got rid of all the swarm hosts. He killed his swarm hosts with his locusts. 24 more corruptors coming in. Mass transition in progress. This may not end up being a 3-hour game. This could be a really smart decision. The Viper coming on over. Viper's just like, hey Thor. 218 of 200 supply. The mass spine crawler forest. Quick cancel. 33 more corruptors. I think this is going to be really hard. The important thing is the Broodlord count isn't too high. Only going up to 12 Broodlords, which still 3-3 Broodlords with 3-3 Broodlings are really strong. This is 10 times. Remember, this is only game 1. I have also promised with these longer games, I will do pizza games if I reach 15 subscribers. I need 4 more subscribers to get up to 15 for this month, and then I'll do a hashtag pizza game, which would be awesome in these longer games. How many units have been killed so far? A lot. A heck of a lot. Okay, engagement coming through now. 4 comes the Ravens. The Seeker missiles are going down, but a massive fungal growth. The Seeker missiles are going to be huge. Big detonations. All the Broodlords go down bar 4. 4 Broodlords. Are they going to be enough to keep on pushing forward? The Ravens are all dead as well. The Vikings getting taken out. The siege tanks don't really have too much help. They're quick unsiege of those tanks as the Broodlords come forward. Of course, there are still a lot of corruptors. They're morphing into 11 additional Broodlords. The Vikings, are they going to be able to be produced in time? Gotta keep an eye out for this at the moment. This is some tense times for Goody. Goody and Golden at similar supplies, but Golden has a much larger bank, chucking down a whole host of infested terrans just to act as a buffer to these morphing Broodlords. Crazy, crazy stuff. Broodlords still going for this, still looking to edge on forward. There's a lot of them now. The Viking count up at 7. Where are the Corruptors? The Corruptors! Corruptors, get over here! Your Broodlords are dying! You don't want that. Slowly and steadily they're dying. Forward now come the Corruptors, getting a couple of shots off. The Infestors are out of energy, so they couldn't actually go for that. 22 more Corruptors coming through. Mass Skyzerg on its way through here. Golden advancing on the bases now. These are 3-3 Broodlords with +3 Broodlings. Look at that upgrade tab. Couple more Lings tearing apart, having a lot of fun. Golden in a very, very strong position at the moment. 13 Broodlords, 31 Corruptors. The Ravens are not there. There's no Seeker missiles. Goody is in a very rough spot. He's been contained on 4 bases this entire game, whereas Golden has had access to pretty much all of the other resources on the map. One Raven coming through. One Raven already on the field. The Corruptors might have something to say about that. Golden slowly advancing forward, slowly picking apart this army. In come the Vikings. They want to try and go for this. The Corruptors, though, they've got something to say. One Seeker Missile on its way through. Does get a hit. One Broodlord doesn't even die to it, though. The Thors are getting some good shots off. They're now in high-impact payload mode, unfortunately. GoOdy knows he can't stop that. GG. And after nearly 36 minutes, Game 1 finishes. Golden takes the first map of this best of 3.